Good morning, students. Today we are discussed about economics subject. Last class we are discussed about what is macroeconomics and microeconomics. What is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is studies about large units of economy, that is called macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is studies large units of economy. Then what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is studies about small units of economy, that is called microeconomics. Microeconomics is studies about small units of economy. Today we are discussed about what is the difference between macro and microeconomics. Difference between micro and macroeconomics. What is difference between both? What is difference between both subject? What are the difference between micro and macroeconomics? That is first one, difference between both. First point is studies about small units of economy. Microeconomics is studies about small units of economy. Microeconomics is studies about small units. What are the small units? Small units is a price, per capita income, personal demand, personal product and personal employment, personal supply. These are all points we call small units of economy. That is size of small, limited scope, size of small of economy, that is small units, price, per capita income, personal demand, personal supply, personal product, personal employment. These are all points we call small units. About this, studies of economics, microeconomics. Studies about small units of economy. Example, per capita income, personal demand, personal supply, personal employment, personal product. These are all points we call small units. Microeconomics studies about small units of economy. Then next, macroeconomics. Difference from microeconomics between both. Difference between micro and macroeconomics. What is difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is studies about large units of economy. Microeconomics studies about small units, but macroeconomics studies about large units. What are the large units of economy? That is national income, total production, total investment, total employment, total supply, total demand. These are all points we call large units, because compared to per capita income to national income is big unit, per capita income is small units. Then total investment and per capita investment, that is large units of total investment, but personal investment is small units. National income, total investment, total production, total demand, total supply, total employment, total market system, that is, these are all points we call large units of economy. About this studies of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is studies about large units of economy. First difference, microeconomics studies about small units, macroeconomics studies about large units of economy. Then second point is price theory. Then theory of income of employment. Microeconomics is prices theory, price theory. Price is small units compared to income. Compared to income, price theory. Compared to income theory, price theory is small units. That's why came from under the microeconomics. Microeconomics analyzed to price theory. Then macroeconomics analyzed theory of income and employment. Theory of income and employment. Price compared to income, price is small units, income is large unit. That's why macroeconomics analyzed theory of income and employment. Microeconomics analyzed for price theory. Difference between second point, difference between micro and macroeconomics. Second point is microeconomics is price theory, macroeconomics is theory of income and employment. Now third point, next point is consumer theory. Consumer means who's the buying of goods and services that we call consumers. Consumer. There is a consumer, not consumers. This is consumer theory. Consumer is single person. Consumer is single person. Single person is small units. Small units of economy. That's why microeconomics analyze for consumers theory. Here, theory of income and investment. Theory of income and investment. This is large units of economy. That's why undertaking of macroeconomics came from under the macroeconomics. Third point is microeconomics is consumers theory. Macroeconomics is theory of income and investment. Then next point is what is difference between fourth point? Partial equilibrium. Partial means half. Partial equilibrium. Equilibrium means equal. Partial equilibrium. Partial means that is one part, that is overall economics, but microeconomics is partial, one part of the economy. This is microeconomics. This is economics. But microeconomics studies about small units. That's why that is partial equilibrium. Partial is one part. Only studies about one part. That is partial equilibrium. This is general equilibrium. Macroeconomics is general equilibrium. Macroeconomics studies about overall economy. That's why that is large units. Compared to microeconomics. Macroeconomics studies overall economy, but microeconomics studies about only one part of economy. That's why that is partial equilibrium. Macroeconomics is general equilibrium. General means common, universal. That is universal equilibrium, common equilibrium or general equilibrium. Compared to microeconomics is studies about one part of the economy. A part of the economy. In the overall economy, microeconomic studies is one part. Only one part studies of economy. But macroeconomics is studies of overall economy. That's why that is general equilibrium. That is general equilibrium. General means universal, overall, common equilibrium. That's why microeconomics is partial equilibrium. Macroeconomics is general equilibrium. Next point is, dear students, observe these points. Overall 4 points we are observe. this column and this column. Observe these 4 points, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2 3 4. Observe this column. What is difference between both column? You already learnt, you already know about the 4 points. Yes, observe these points. Compare to these points to these points. Compare to from this point to these points. Compare to from this point to this point. Compare to from this point to this point. Observe this. What is difference between both column? What is difference between both points? Yes, observe. Nodi, this is small units. First point is small units. This is price. Here, large units. This is large units. This is price. Price. Then this is income. This is consumer. This is income and investment. Then partial. This is general. What is difference? Nodi, these are all points is small units. Small units, price is small units, consumer is small units, partial is small, then large units, income is large unit, then income is and investment is large unit, and general equilibrium is large, big units. These are all points is small units, these are all points is large units. Large, that's why small units is that scope is, how is the scope? These are all points is scope. How is the all 4 points is scope? Or how is the microeconomic scope? That is very limited, because microeconomic studies is only one partial of economy, one part of economy. That is only studies of small units. That's why microeconomics scope is very limited. Limited scope. Fifth point is limited scope. Macroeconomics fifth point is large scope. Why? Because macroeconomic studies about overall economy and large units of economy. Large units of economy. That's why that scope is very large. Fifth point is microeconomics is limited scope, macroeconomics is large scope. These are all points is difference between micro and macroeconomics. Micro and macroeconomics. Today's class we are learnt about what is the difference between micro and macroeconomics. Dear students, next topic we will discuss about next class. Thank you.